you're sold out, so that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy.
Yeah, you should be. This is really a grueling thing. You're doing like 17 cities in how many days? And my most fun thing was that you're signing 1,200 copies of your book.
I think more.
Really?
Yeah, I think they boosted that number a little bit. Yeah, it's an astounding number of books. I'm shocked. I can hardly complain.
We'll sign for money. In that case.
Well,
signing,
you write a book in the hope that people will actually buy it and read it.
Yeah, and they are. But that's a lot of work, to sit down and do that all at once.
It beats working for a living. It's a lot easier than standing in a kitchen.
Yeah,
Like I said, I can hardly complain.
Yeah, and your road is crazy. All these cities. You're doing Seattle tomorrow, and Portland's sold out tonight. I love a quote that I heard you say in an interview where you're just glad you don't have to be anybody's friend. And that made me so nervous. I thought, Anthony Bourdain, I hope he's my friend.
Well, you know what I mean? Like Guy Fieri, I think. I'm sure I was thinking of Guy Fieri, who has a public image of, I think he's expected to join every fan for a beer. He's a regular guy. He's, flashing the devil horns. He's your bro.
The broski thing in the sunglasses.
I'm a dad now. I don't think, I hope that nobody expects that of me. Especially with 17 cities in 22 days. I can't be out there doing belly shots.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to ask you, do all that drinking that you do on the road for no reservations. Mm-hmm. I was conjecturing with Rachel on the way over here. Man, does he really have to drink all that stuff?
Yes. So
you have to. The authentic experience really has to happen. Like in Japan, when you were in Japan at that bar, beautiful scene.
Yeah. Well, you're not making friends if you don't kind of keep up. But and admittedly, the line between work and play for me is kind of permeable. But I may surprise you to learn I'm really not like a heavy drinker when I'm not working, when I'm not traveling and eating. I'm not eating and drinking like that at home.
Yeah, and you have a baby.
I'm a 3-year-old girl.
Wow. What's her name, by the way?
Ariane.
Beautiful. And did that totally change your life? I've got to think it did.
Oh yeah.
In so many good ways.
Yeah, any parent knows that.
You fall in love. Yeah. I wanted to ask you about food. You care a lot about it.
Maybe, yeah, I do.
And what is it? What have you found over all the years that you've traveled around and you've thought about it and you've written about it? It seems like some sort of ambassador thing. It's the link between people.
Well, people take their food very, very seriously. They're proud of it. It's sort of the purest expression of their culture, their character, their personal identity, their hopes, who they are. It's made it easy for me, I think, or easier for me to connect with people around the world who might otherwise have been difficult to connect with, because really my only agenda is to sit down at the table and eat what they're proud of cooking, or what they themselves are proud of eating. I think as I look at my fans change when I do readings and I do public events, when I see demographically who's coming, there are these really sort of rising tides of ethnicities as a huge number of Filipinos lately, because they're so ferociously proud of their food. And we finally did a Philippines show a year or 2 years back. I kind of tapped into something. Originally it was all about me. I'm just trying to have fun out there and
you're really one lucky guy, by the way.
I have the best job in the world.
Yeah, you do.
But I've tapped into something inadvertently that people really are excited when we visit their country, or the country that they came from, or their parents or their grandparents came from. They feel good about that, and conversely they get really angry if we get it wrong.
Yeah, it's like, hey, hang on, you're not doing the right thing.
You didn't go to this. How come you didn't go here? You should have come to my grandmother's house. How could you not go to the Philippines and not go to this island?
Exactly.
We hear a lot of that. And so strong feelings on the subject, and I have I take a rather apocalyptic positions on food too. I live in baby country and stroller country, and in the old days, I wouldn't even notice how many babies are around, and now it's
like everybody's got one.
Yeah, now I'm looking at their stroller, and I'm saying, I've got a better one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Upper East Side, I need to be near a baby gap and a children's pediatric unit.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know.
Exactly. But a lot of places do take kids before a certain time, so you can or you can order in.
Restaurants? Yeah.
You can order in.
There are a few neighborhoods. I'm very sensitive to the fact that nobody wants it. Well, my daughter's really good in restaurants, so.
Yeah.
But I'm not bringing her to Le Bernardin.
Do you get a lot of, oh my God, here comes Tony? When you come into a restaurant, are they like all flipped out?
I try to avoid. I mean, I have a few places that it's
that
a
they
big
know.
deal, and I hope that chefs anywhere know I'm the home team. Nothing to get excited about. I'm coming in. I like you already. Whether I was going to be here, and I don't. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not walking in to hurt you.
I've got to ask you. The thing myself and all of your fans are fans of is this thing that you do that you kind of go between the lines. I can tell when you care. Like I think some of my favorite segments are the ones that you did in Vietnam. My sister-in-law is Vietnamese, and so it's like it was such a labor of love. Those shows, so beautiful. The Soup Woman, in the outdoor cafe. When you went to Japan, when you did the Rust Belt thing.
Well, I'm. There are certain. I think it's easy to see when you see the shows the places that I'm really connecting.
Yeah.
I love Southeast Asia. It's a pheromonic thing, I like to say. I mean, I loved it immediately, and so I just can't get enough of it. In fact, the whole television thing is really just a sleazy way of enabling me to keep getting back to Southeast Asia. Obviously, I love Japan, Spain, Italy. There's certain
that was a
places
beautiful segment on Spain too, where you're sitting around the table with the chef. I just thought, man, that is just love right there.
Yeah. So yeah, I you'll notice I tend to connect with. I don't connect so much with clean, orderly countries, clean, cool, orderly countries with few social problems. I like hot, messy, passionate countries with lots of problems.
And that's maybe why Rust Belt worked when you were in Baltimore and when you were in Buffalo.
I find those places very beautiful.
Yeah, there's something that's
sort of my romantic side, I think.
Yeah. Do you write all that stuff? I mean, is that all you? And so you'll go out with your producers, which must be so much fun.
Yeah, we're
How can
like
we get to work for you? I want to work for you.
We don't have a lot of turnover.
Yeah, I would think not.
We're a very small band.
Yeah.
With like sometimes the bass player will take off and another one from an existing pool of people who we work with over the years, so we rotate in. But how it works, we shoot about. Sometimes we have a really good plan beforehand, like the Cleveland show. We had that pretty much mapped out. We knew exactly what we wanted the show to look like, what we wanted to say, everything. Other times we just know we want to go there, and we shoot a lot of tape, and then we go back and whittle it down from like 80 hours to 42 minutes. And,
it's like
the writing is just about the last thing that's done.
Right, it's like the voiceover piece of it.
Sometimes I've done a lot of some writing before. I'm doing some writing during. And it all that might guide the editor in some of their choices. It's a very instinctive process, much like I guess if you have a band, and sometimes the lead guitarist starts a song because they have a melody, and sometimes it's a vocalist who has some lyrics, and other times it's a drummer who just has a beat. A lot of times it comes together like that.
That I think that for fans of No Reservations, the writing piece of it is just so beautiful. It's like yet another gift, that you seem to have cultivated somewhere along the way.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.